Okay. Okay. Here's the deal. Hi, how's it going? Welcome to the new year. First video of the new year. The main thing I want to talk about is how and why I sold my Sony a6600 after having it for like 4 years already. And I have to be honest, it was like a little bit bittersweet, you know, because it's been with me my like entire YouTube journey for the most part. I mean, you've seen it used on like BTS videos, product shoots, food shoots, maternity shoots, all the shoots. It's been like my B camera, my main B camera. And there are a lot of things I really love about it. Eventually, I'd like to get something like the FX30 as my main B camera, but yeah, it's a lot of changes I'm trying to do within the next couple of months. I have weddings coming up. I gotta get ready for that. Now I had a bunch of messages asking me why I was selling the a6600 and why at that certain price point. I was selling it for $1,200. Now there's a reason why I sold it at that price, which we're gonna be talking about in this video. So there are a few things I wanna go over regarding the Sony a6600, why I sold it, pros and cons. I'm also gonna give you some alternatives if you're thinking about going the APS-C route. I'm pretty sure you guys know what the a6600 is. Came about 4 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, and it's a pretty solid APS-C censored camera, especially if you're thinking about using it for B-roll and stuff like that. First thing I want to talk about is the unlimited recording time. My Sony a7 III does not have a unlimited recording time, especially in 4K. 30-minute stop. The a6600 doesn't have a recording limit, which was a pro for me because I know eventually I was gonna be shooting like weddings as well, using it as like a B camera. Especially the fact that it doesn't have a recording limit, I'm able to use that to record non-stop if I really needed to, but it's there if you need it. And I think it's a really dope feature. Next thing is size. That camera is actually pretty small, and I actually had a small rig L bracket connected to it, and it still felt really good in the hands, could fit in your bag. I use a brevity bag for the most part of my shoots, especially if I'm doing like smaller shoots, but sometimes I carry 2 bodies with me, and that would be the a7 III and the a6600. Now when it came to the actual color profiles in that camera, it matched very well with the Sony a7 III. I was able to use both cameras, even though it's a full frame, crop sensor, and they're different like series of cameras. I was able to match the colors pretty close, if not like looks seamless. So that was one of the perks with the a6600. I know the a6400 didn't have the best color matching, so that's the reason why I didn't buy it. I think at that time also the a6400 was like on sale, and the reason why I purchased the a6600 was also because of the in-body stabilization that it has. I mean, it's not the greatest, it wasn't the best at the time, but at least it had it. And also the screen flipped. The screen flipped vertically, and I thought that that was a super bonus, unlike 6400 that just didn't have that. Now when it came to price at the time, I thought it was a good deal, which is, I guess we could segue into some of the cons regarding this camera. So when it comes to the cons, okay, we have the 1 card slot. I mean, not the greatest and not the biggest pet peeve of mine, but if you're trying to use this for weddings, if some are using this as their main camera, you know, I would prefer shooting with dual card slots. The other thing I don't like about the camera is that the screen isn't fully articulating, and that's one of the reasons why I want to upgrade to a better camera body, is because of the screen. I'm using my cameras for both YouTube and for professional use. And sometimes when I make these videos, I'm filming by myself, even the BTS stuff, so like I need to have an articulating screen. It makes things a little bit easier for me, especially if I'm doing like a one-man job kind of thing. Like right now I'm shooting in 4K on this a7 III. I'm hoping it's recording. I mean, I'm using an external monitor. It blacks out when recording in 4K. Big problem. So yeah, I think you catch my my issues here. We're just making it work. Making it work. I'm really hoping that I'm recording right now, because that'll just suck. Now that we've gone over the pros and cons for this camera, from my experience, I want to go over a few things, a few little tips if you're planning on buying an APS-C camera, if this is your first time doing it, or if you're planning on like upgrading or adding another camera to your arsenal. Tip number 1, especially if you're just starting off, don't buy APS-C lenses only. Eventually, I'm pretty sure you're gonna want to upgrade to a full frame camera once your budget gets bigger, and you'll be kind of just stopping yourself when it comes to lens use. I would prefer using full frame lenses on the APS-C body, only because I know that when I'm switching to a7 III, I know it's gonna work well. It's gonna give me that full frame factor, and I don't have to have like a bag of just APS-C lenses and a bag of full frame lenses. I think it just makes sense to go with a full frame. Last tip I want to give you guys is, if you're planning on buying an APS-C censored lens, whether it's a used camera, an older model, or a new one, just make sure if you're planning on shooting 4K for a long period of time, that there's no recording limit, because then you're gonna bite yourself in the butt when you try to record for a long time. For instance, a wedding, an angle in a wedding, and you think it's just recording, and when you get back there, just stopped. That's it, over, and you missed the whole wedding. It is 2023. New cameras have been released the past couple of years already, and some APS-C dope size censored lens bodies. That made no sense what I just said. Now, if you're still in search of a camera, especially an APS-C like crop sensor camera, here are a couple of those cameras I want to give you guys to check it out. Maybe rent it for yourself. If you know a friend that has it, try it out. First one is going to be the Sony FX30. I think that camera is a really, really good B camera, and also can be a strong A camera. There's a ton of people out there that's the only camera that they have, and they're just coming out with really awesome stuff. They know what they're doing with the camera. What I like about that camera is the price, which I'm gonna tie back into the Sony a6600. Same, the body is still about like 1,800 bucks or something like that. If you're planning on investing on your first camera, you're gonna spend that amount of money, I will go ahead with the FX30, only because of the fact that, and this is specifically if you are in film mode, like if you're only filming, not worried about photography, get the FX30. This camera I never tried out, but it's actually really awesome just from seeing people doing reviews and testing them out and all that, and that's the Sony ZV-E10. It's cheaper than the FX30, cheaper than the a6600, has more things than the a6600, which is really interesting. Definitely check that out. And also I gotta give a shout out, but the Canon R7, really good crop sensor camera if you're starting off in weddings and portraits. That camera might be a really good investment for you if you're just starting off in weddings. Technology, autofocus, and the sensor, all that's really good. The color's awesome, it's Canon colors. But yeah, that will be a camera that I will definitely check out. Okay, well, I mean, that's the end of this video. I'm just really excited to be back. Finally, it's January. We're gonna kill it. We'll try. I have some things launching. I'm gonna let you guys know. If you're not following me on Instagram, you might want to do that. I have some announcements I'm gonna be making. And this space, I got tools now. I got some tools. We're gonna do this, and I'm gonna take you throughout the entire process. So this channel will be obviously photography, filmmaking related, but also my journey, YouTube journey, all that stuff, behind the scenes. It's good. Thanks for watching this video, guys. And if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button below, share with your friends, and all that good stuff. Until next time, stay awesome, stay fresh, keep creating. Peace.